Records. Hi. J.Cash. I'm J.Cashmoney.
I'm J.Cash, y'all.
I'm not doing an impression of you. That's a drum.
Because people don't do impressions of me, apparently.
Nah, you beat him up or something. You're very intimidated, man. Like, I don't want to do the wrong impression and then, like...
Do it right. Do it again.
We're here again with another episode of Rona Review. We're just gonna, talk about a movie that recently came out.
A movie, because that's what I've heard it is. It's a movie.
It is. It's a movie. I mean, come on. I'm a nerd. This is kind of a nerdy channel. I don't know. We talk about nerdy stuff sometimes, video games and stuff.
We have nerdy cups and stuff.
That's right. The desk is.
Yeah.
So, Godzilla versus Kong came out recently.
Yeah, and apparently everyone was talking about it like all weekend long. And I was like,
it's kind of a big deal. Like,
why? No, because it's a free movie on HBO Max.
Those brands, Kong and Godzilla have been around forever, man. So it's like a big...
Yeah, and that's what I mean. Like,
it's a big
since,
deal.
like, with the 60s or something. Like, this is not a movie that we should even be going to see.
So man. I told Drum, I was like, we should talk about Kong. I'm going to watch the movie tonight. And Drum was like, nah, bro, I ain't watching that shit. Like, nah. I'll be the guy.
He was like, did you watch it? I was like, of course I didn't. He was like, you didn't? I was like, yeah, of course I didn't. I didn't like, why? Why would I waste?
So some people have this preconceived notion, like Drum here, that like it's like dumb, waste of time type movie. A lot of people I talk to are like, nah, I ain't watching that. It's gonna be garbage. And I'm like,
yeah,
well,
man,
like,
it is. Like, what storyline are they gonna build up that you
don't
already
need a storyline?
And that's what I mean. Like, you already know. Okay, it's gonna be a big ass. You need fighting to view some other damn mythical creature that you never go see.
You need to view these movies in kind of a... all right, so like Ratatouille is a kid's movie, and you don't give it shit because it's a kid's movie, and you understand it's a kid's movie. So the fact that he's pulling on the dude's hair doesn't make sense, and you go, all right, that's cool because it's a kid's movie.
I like Ratatouille because it has a story that I can believe, like Kong, Godzilla.
No, you already know. How you gonna believe a talking rat controls a dude with his hair?
But it's a story.
But it's a kid's movie. No, it's a kid's movie, so it's framed in a certain way where you're acceptable of it.
Nah, it's just something that is like, okay, let me see what is gonna happen, and I don't know what's gonna happen. Let me see. Kong, Godzilla. You already know what's going. They're gonna be fighting for probably a whole hour.
It's gonna be awesome.
There's nothing awesome about big. Where they gonna be falling on buildings?
I actually had high hopes for this movie because I did enjoy I think there's like 3 kind of movies in the same universe leading up to this movie, and I enjoyed those 3. I don't know if you've seen any.
So it's 3 other ones that I gotta watch.
Well, if you want to enjoy it, it's like everyone's doing the extended universe type shit. Like it's its own.
It's gonna ruin my life.
Connected thing. Like Please don't watch it. Please don't. At this point, I don't want you to.
I'm not gonna watch those just cause.
So this one I had kind of high hopes for because I liked the last ones, but this one kind of let me down a little bit. But it's still a fun movie. I still enjoyed it, man. It's just like. The last 2
graphics had a lot of graphics.
A lot of everything is like computer
special
generated
effects,
like
nothing,
Michael
Bay movie or some explosions
entirely on green screen. There's like zero like actual footage of anything.
And like his tail fall off or something. Like they cut it off with like some kind of laser thing, like Pacific Rim or something. What it did. That's what it should have did. They should have just made this a Pacific Rim movie, and it could have sucked just like I already knew it was gonna suck, and it would just been like, okay.
Pacific Rim was a good movie. The second one was not. So I don't know why you would want to make a third one.
I'm just saying, if they was going to make another movie that was going to suck with big creatures in it fighting, that's Pacific Rim, right?
So this new one didn't have any like nuance to it. I'm gonna give a little like kind of like why I didn't like wasn't feeling the new one. The last 2 Godzilla movies were kind of I don't know. They had nuance. They like made you. as an audience, you had to figure certain things out. In this new movie, it's just like, I'm telling you everything we're about to do. Like, oh, I'm a podcast dude. We're about to go do this. Oh, there was moments in it where it's like, if they
I could understand that.
If they wouldn't have told me what they're doing, like with their words, I would have had more fun watching the movie. But because they come across these eggs, and instead of like letting us figure out what are them eggs for, they go, oh, these are these type of eggs. It's very, it was just so like dumb.
Yep.
We don't want you to think.
Sharknado-ish.
We don't want you to think at all. Yes, it was. This Kong Godzilla was a B movie, but it was like raised to A movie status with the budget as well.
Yeah, and with all of the fandom that came from
it was
this
a step
weekend
backwards as far as like quality. Right. Like the last two Godzilla movies, I would almost call good movies because I enjoyed. Like, the story was kind of.
I've seen little pieces of it. I think the last one, it was all right.
This new one is like
Kong movie with Samuel. I did actually see that one.
That was good.
Yeah.
This new one is just breakneck speed, like right from the get go. Like in the first 5 minutes, Godzilla's already destroying a city.
Hey, might as well, man.
I'm like, hold up now.
You gotta get those new fans in there.
I need to be like, you gotta buy me a drink before you start destroying cities and stuff. Man. Hey, like I need to be like worked up a little bit.
It's in the title, man. Kong Godzilla.
No, you're right. I mean,
ready. Let's go. Boom.
This movie has a completely different tone than the last two ones. This is just like here's what you want. It's like fan service.
Yes, there's no point in wasting around trying to. Like I said, what storyline are you gonna feed to somebody?
You don't need one, right?
Exactly.
It's just like you're here for the fight.
You see the title. Let's get the fight going. We want to see some shit blow up.
There was a surprise. This is major spoilers. Mecha Godzilla was in the movie. It's like a giant robot Godzilla. I didn't see that coming. That was pretty dope.
I was about to say I didn't know who that is, but I guess he was going to explain it just like they do in the movie.
There you go. I mean, I'm here to ruin things for you. I'm here to explain.
Might as well.
You're not going to see it.
I'm not going to watch it anyway.
So that was
Mecha
dope. Mecha Godzilla.
Okay.
he's been in Godzilla's been around for freaking ever, man.
Never mind. I was about to say it's almost like Green Ranger.
The Lone Ranger, Green Hornet.
No,
Green,
Power Ranger.
Oh,
man.
the Green Ranger.
Yeah, the Green Rangers. That's is like he had like the big green little Does it look like that though? The Mecha? You say it's like
it's like it's got more parts. Like the Green Ranger's Zord was like 10 parts made into this thing. You remember the old Transformers, how they were like boxes they would
Oh yeah.
And then Michael Bay came out with Transformers and they were very much more integrated. There was 1,000 more pieces that happened. And the original was just like the hood would pop up and their head be underneath it. But the new Transformers are like the hood turns into 20 different things and then combines and makes their heads. So.
You're going to find out when you have like kid toys that does all that and it's like, all right, you didn't miss the piece and...
I used to have some Transformers toys, and them things were fucking hard to transform.
Yeah. Now they got like little extra clips, and the wheel go back into this piece. And stuff.
So Mecha Godzilla was in there. He was very much like Transformer. He was a complicated piece of machinery, you know. And he was cool. And I mean, you know. Me and one of my other friends were like, "Who do you think's gonna win?" And I was like, "Let's be honest here, Kong versus Zilla. Like, who would you think?"
Godzilla. Don't he supposed to be like king of all beasts?
Well, beyond that, beyond actual like.
I mean, I don't watch him, so I mean, I'm just going off the perception because apparently he keep coming back like every 13. Is he like Jason or some shit? Like,
that's what I'm. You
can't kill Godzilla.
That's what I'm kind of getting at. Remember when Freddy versus Jason was a movie?
Yeah. And
you were like, no one can win that, right?
Yeah,
like,
I mean they made
why
a movie.
Would they actually?
And
kill...
that's why they made a movie because they was like, look, somebody gotta die.
Well, neither one of them died though. So that's what my perception of.
Know that?
When I heard King Kong versus Godzilla, I was like, no one's gonna win. There's gonna be like Batman versus Superman.
It's gonna be like Mayweather Pacquiao 3.
No, it's gonna be like we're gonna fight for 3/4 of the movie. Then at the end, we're gonna
make it a sequel.
Just like Batman vs. Superman. We're going to fight for most of the movie, but at the end there's a common enemy that we need to join together and fight. So, I mean...
And then you got to watch until the end of the credits to see if it's going to be like a snippet of like the upcoming movie.
Yeah, so I even did that with Godzilla. I was
you
like...
got to now.
There was nothing there.
Of course not.
Yeah.
filmmakers watch to the end of the credits. I mean, everybody else just be like, "Oh, there they go, time to go."
Yeah. So this movie was a letdown for me. I enjoyed it, but
you enjoyed the fighting and the graphics.
You turn your brain off. This is one of the movies you need to come.
I mean, Godzilla calm, like you don't need to be.
But I'm saying no. So the last 2 or 3 before this one did have some like
story
elements where like you can think about some stuff like
oh man, like that nuclear waste did get into that river.
No, it's like Godzilla is like a force of nature. It's like this like theory like, oh, you can't stop Godzilla because he's
can't.
Like Nate, but it's like there's nuances to it. It's not just like he's a big monster and we have to like destroy him. It's like
there he is.
You can't destroy Godzilla because he's kind of the protector of like Earth and stuff. And like there's like ways because like the first ever Godzilla, actually had like a tone like Godzilla represented a like thing that people were going through at the time, and they had to defeat him. So it was very much like a commentary piece on like the times, right? It actually was like a meaningful movie and stuff. And then it turned into dudes in like lizard suits stomping on cardboard cities and stuff. And I think that's where a lot of people kind of derive. They're like, man, this is gonna be garbage. Is from like
that whole backstory that people are already used to.
Yeah, just the fact that people think of Godzilla and they go, oh, that's a dude with a suit on, stomping on. This is going to be stupid, just like all them other Godzilla movies. So.
It's going to be like Rampage.
I mean, I don't know. I've talked to some people, and yeah, a lot of people are like, man, fuck that movie. I'm not even going to watch it. Like, why would I waste my time and stuff?
Yeah, so, man.
I guess I grew up on the stuff a little, too. Like,
I mean, I can understand that. I mean, it's kind of like the Dracula movies and stuff like that. Like, I still got Dracula, old school Dracula, black and white collection. Because that's the kind of stuff I grew up watching as, kids, my parents watching stuff or whatever.
So I guess that's kind of where mine stemmed from. My dad would cut on.
Especially like anytime around Halloween, all kind of like old school horror movies and stuff spark back up. Was that Phantasm, with them like floating little like silver machine ball, medicine ball things. They had like little knives. Look it up, man. Don't watch it. You see a big dude driving a hearse. Don't
Phantoms.
Yeah,
Phantoms.
Yeah,
Phantoms.
Yeah, I thought it was Phantoms.
With Michael J. Fox?
No, I don't think Michael J. Fox in there.
This
is old, man. You have to look it up.
This episode is gone off the rails.
Hey,
I feel like we're arguing. Like,
nah, man. It's just talking about mythical things that don't exist, like Godzilla. Scary movies.
You can't give me that shit though, because like
no, I ain't
Star
never seen
Wars
that.
Is mythical.
But I'm just saying though. I mean, like a giant lizard creature.
They don't appeal to you.
No, man. I mean. I get it.
That's all it is. I mean, that's cool.
I get it that it's, something that is supposed to be for the earth and it's unstoppable. It's just the fact that now all of a sudden the other weird creatures from wherever just show up and they got to fight now. And it's just let them fight, man. Don't make a storyline. Just
cut off your brain and just watch the movie.
If you go make them fight, just make it a whole movie of them fighting. Like, don't try to make no real storyline. That's kind
of what they did. Like they were like, you know what? This movie is going to be fan service. Forget all the other movies that actually try to do some stuff.
Don't try to make sense out of none of this.
It's like, because at a certain point,
you got a 70-foot tall lizard up there fighting a 90-foot tall 3-headed monster.
So let me tell you some of the crazy shit that happened. Like, there's like an Earth within the Earth in this movie, and they like have to travel through a hole to get to the middle of the Earth, which has another like whole like atmosphere of like animals below us and stuff. So anyway, they take King Kong in there, and he finds some type of power source, and then Godzilla's on top of the Earth. And he's like, oh, I know they're down there because I can like sense they're fucking with stuff. He like starts like breathing his like
rays,
down into the dirt of the earth until he plows all the way down to where Kong is, and then Kong climbs up through the hole that Godzilla just made, and then they start duking it out and stuff. So this cut your brain off for that shit. Like, don't even try to make sense and think of that stuff. It's just like dumb, mindless fun.
I mean, when you spent your money, and that would be different. Like if you went to the movies and spent your money to see it,
it would be better to go see it in the movie theater, right?
I mean, of course, too. You go in there for that whole visual and that
experience,
that fight. That fight in surround sound. You will be hearing all
surrounded with like other nerds, and then like. Kong lands a punch and we go,
and you done spent your money, so it's like, look, I better be entertained. I don't care if the story sucks or not. Like, I better see some shit blowing up in here. Like,
man, come on. I mean, you're being too hard on it. You need to view it in a different light, dude.
I'm just not a fan of going to see Kong movies and stuff like that.
By the time the next one comes out, I'll convert you, bruh. We'll sit down and watch some Kong and Godzilla. The last one was dope too. King of All Monsters. That one was dope as fuck. It had Ghidorah in it and Mothra and like See, when I say Mothra and things like that, it brings up like I get nostalgic. So I mean, it definitely hits me. Godzilla be hitting different for me than you. It hits a little different for me. So
it don't hit at all.
Yeah, I just.
I'm out of the loop on this one. I would say
I don't know.
Out of it.
I'm the same way with like Harry Potter and stuff. Like I never caught on like
Prisoner of Asgard. None of that.
Asgard. Hold up now. Don't act like you're trying to be a Harry Potter like fan and saying
Asgard.
Prisoner of Asgard? Asgard? Asgard is fucking where Thor is.
Yeah, right.
So I mean, I understand.
Look, I know some Chamber of Secrets and stuff like that.
Sure, you do. Whatever.
Sorcerer's Stones.
So there's certain things people miss out on. And
Lord Voldemort and all those Voldemir, whatever his
You're
name.
fucking it all up though. Like I know enough to like.
I haven't watched him in a long time, man. All right. Voldemort.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead. This is the first kind of episode we've done where it's like based, like we're trying to like review a movie, even though Drum like just didn't participate.
I'm not wasting my 2.5, 3 hours.
So I'm gonna give my review, and it's just a simple thumbs up. You should watch it. It's fun. Just cut your brain off and enjoy the monsters, like the way like. I don't know, Fast and the Furious. You don't go in there thinking you're going to see a good movie. You go in there and you...
Go watch a whole bunch of cars.
Yeah, so that's what you get with Godzilla versus Kong.
Blowing up stuff.
That's all you need to know. So, thumbs up from me. Drum, what about you? And just not even, just nothing. So, I get it.
What do you want me to do? What?
What's your review for the movie you didn't watch?
Don't watch that shit. Like... Go do something for 3 hours, like.
That's a good thing about this movie. It's only like an hour and a half. Like that's all you need of this is an hour and a half. It's like the standard movie time. They made it into a consumable. You don't have to spend 3 hours like fucking Zack Snyder.
It's gonna feel like 3 hours. Like you.
Did you watch the Justice League?
Yeah, I had to split it up, but I watched it all. It was pretty good.
Better than the theatrical cut, but it was 4 hours long.
Better than everything else Justice League.
It really kind of is like one of the better
and DC.
One of the better DC movies. Yeah. Anyway, that's it. King Kong versus Godzilla. Go check it out or don't.
Yeah, let us know. I mean, convince me.
Please leave some comments and tell Drum that he's missing out.
I'll take your word for it.
We're gonna convert him.
I'll take your word.
That's it. Another episode in the bag. Peace. Fake records.